It is another beautifully disgusting, hot, humid day here in Texas.
We haven't seen rain in weeks.
Not a complaint. However, it feels like we've been rained on. We're like soaked. Now,
It does.
compared to Louisiana, I think the Dallas area humidity, not nearly as bad. We were talking to your dad yesterday. I'm like, why don't you go move down to Florida, dude? Florida's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
People ride golf carts around. It's sweet. And he goes, no, the humidity's bad. But so it's funny, though, coming from Washington, where we theoretically should have a lot of humidity, but like there's not a lot of humidity.
It's like cold humidity. It's not this sticky wet.
Garbage. but this is at 50%, and then Florida is like 100% or whatever. Yeah, I can't think of anywhere more than, but although Florida winters are great.
Yeah, well, and it's funny too because Joel loves to take a morning shower. Like he loves to get up and wake up and take a shower.
Yeah, resets.
I very much am a night shower person because I like to like wash the dirt of the day off. And like here especially, it's like you're so sweaty all day long. It's nice to be like clean and getting in bed. So
yeah,
we've been very much divided on the shower situation too.
But it is hot. It is so hot. So our trailer's tilted right now. We actually slept in the house because we're just hanging out waiting for packages. It's all it is. And then we're like, oh, we need whistles. And we're like, oh, they'll probably just deliver those whistles first thing in the morning. Why don't we order them? Nope, probably should have gone to Walmart. But we're in no hurry. We do have a destination in mind.
Yeah, so it's actually interesting. So we had a plan.
Northern route.
Yep, we had a northern route and
completely changed.
Yep, it completely changed, which is totally fine. I'm actually really excited for the change. And so we're actually detouring to Colorado instead. We should
have some really cool content. And Colorado should be actually, I'm thinking a little cooler than northern, like Chicago area. But the point is, today is still very hot. Slept in the house because it's nice and cool, the AC. The AC cannot keep up in here with our battery combo, right? So we have about 700 amp hours, which is really 7,900 or so watt hours of power, right? We're at 77%, and that's not running this overnight. That is like shutting this down at 6:30 last night, and it's just not, we're not making it. If you're wondering how much solar we're getting in, 1,122 watts. Granted, like, it's kind of hard for you guys to tell, but we're not in the shade. We're just kind of focused away from the sun a little bit. So anyways, and if you're wondering more specifically, trailer roof, 526 out of 800. Our voltage is really low on that. Not liking to see that. We might have a little troubleshooting to do. We'll see. These will get more efficient as we drive, though, because the wind will cool them down. 527 from the roof, and then we're getting 100 more watts exactly. 527, 627 from the truck rack. So that's kind of interesting to see. We do have an extra panel there. So. And
we are on an angle, and we are also, like, there's a big tree here, and there's a big tree here, and so, like, there's some, like, shade things happening, too.
So that also, go ahead and move this out. I love this table. This being said, this guy gets so hot. We're seeing this one's right about 146 degrees Fahrenheit. That's on surface. That's not okay. So we are leaving this whole bay open, and we need some ventilation in there. We may cut a hole. We may actually, it needs two, really. And then we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to plug that hole over there at some point. We'll see. We had covers on our last one. It worked just fine. No difference. The heat is not generating around. They're sourcing from the batteries, which is perfect. It's not even sourcing from the charge controllers on this side. Which they are warmer, but it's not like it's a multi-plus. So when it's running that AC, she's getting a little spicy. That's why this looks a little goofy like this. And it's just, it is what it is. Yeah, I gotta say it. I rub it in all the time. The turbo, way better. We would not, because you can just shut it down. Like, it can basically step down, I should say, being inverter based, rather than a compressor on off. It's kind of like it's not even a two-stage compressor. Right. I think it's just like, it's on or it's off. I beat that horse to death, but you never know. People come from everywhere to watch these videos, right? Like, we get people who've never seen our videos. We get people that watch all of our videos. So, I don't know. I hope that sharing this information, because I know that these Houghton, RecPro, they're sponsoring other channels, great channels. Don't get me wrong. But they're sponsoring them, and I'm here to spread the bad word. Well, I think I'm just not a fan. Not for off-grid use.
Not for off-grid use, and I think also like just
bang for buck.
Bang for buck, and I just think like for the amount of solar that we can fit on this trailer with that AC, like
our particulars,
it just doesn't make the most sense.
No, and so we also, the other day, I said, hey, that's keeping up. So at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit with the humidity of the Dallas area, yeah, it was keeping up while hooked up to shore power.
Yeah.
Once it hit about 106 the other day, it was like, okay, it's uncomfortable. Like, it's not keeping it below 75 in here. It was getting pretty warm.
Yeah.
And anyways, I will say it's still performing better because of the lack of blue on the outside. It's all white.
Yeah.
But still, can't recommend it. It just doesn't move enough air either, but it is quiet. There's no doubt about it. I still would take louder and more efficient and more powerful over quieter and less powerful.
Yeah, I agree. Also because like the louder just becomes white noise. It's like a hum.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else we got going on our way out of here? We have everything packed up. We kind of exploded everything. Emma, mostly. We took everything out from under the bed. We've reorganized this. That's kind of why this looks like crap. Oh, I didn't show you guys, but Colt's bed, we gave this a wash. Ooh, it looks brand new. You guys remember there was like a stain? I think it was...
It was like a drool stain.
No. It came from the... it was brand new, but it came from the store. I don't know what in the world happened, but yeah. And then drool stains around that too, so Colt's such a good boy. Oh, we did add a little something, a little spice in there. Look at these. Aren't these cute? Let me see. Boom, look at that. Those are cute, right? Huh? So if we can snip those a little bit, just trim them up if we need to, but we are ready to roll. That feels really good. We'll bring this with us. Nothing left in the house?
Nope.
Her dad was very generous.
Except for Colt.
Yeah,
He's very bothered. He knows something's changing.
This is funny. So this round of trailer, right, the E23 switched to 24, I've actually really loved these stairs, right?
Yeah, except for you have this tiny little issue of like when you're got an angle like this, you can't really put them all the way down or up or shut the door.
So this is actually how we used to always use the trailer. When you change how you use the trailer, you no longer have this problem. And this is the first time we actually had this problem again. So we can just hop in and out of the trailer. We don't have to adjust this handle, right? Because you could put it in front. You lift. You can swing it out. We never use the handle. We just leave it back here. So if we ever want it, it's there. But if we don't want it, we don't have to have it. I love that. Oh, it looks really good too in the black, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Okay, so also good news here. And his dad's been very generous letting us stay. He's got a spare bedroom and he's like, yeah, feel free to stay as long as you want to. I hope we're not overstaying our welcome. Emma doesn't think we are, but you never know, right?
I don't think we are.
We've stayed a few days. And anyways, we're also leaving Emma's bike here because we tried to ride that thing and it's so rusted, it won't even crank right. Like the chain is just, it's like locked in place. There's rust on the, it's a whole thing. I love this rack. This rack has been nothing but great to us. So far, so excellent. I love that it even has, you can see, it doesn't want to move. It's got the anti-rattle tightening system all built in there, which is great. So you don't need extra craft for that. But I do like being able to just flip it up and then lock it with a pin right in there. So yeah, that's cool. Also, you can still see the lights, which is perfect. And this tire cover, I really like the new tire cover. It's got North America on there because the vast majority of Escape customers are actually coming from the US. Not that that's anything bad about Canadian RVers, but I thought this was kind of cool. So anywho, we've got this, oh, sorry. All right, awkward. It's about 3 hours later. Really sweet woman. But she had, I think she said she had a brain injury and she couldn't remember more than 20 seconds at a time. I've never met anybody like that. The thing is, it's not quite what I'd expected, right? I've met people with zero memory. I've met people with, maybe a day or two or three, but never with like a couple minutes. Fascinating. And breaking off a conversation with somebody who doesn't realize how long you've been talking, can't pick up on cues. It's just a little awkward, but I forget. I have about a 3 hour. She's afflicted with CRS, is what she said, which is can't remember shit. And the hilarious part about that is she repeated it unironically, like she goes like 3 times in the matter of like 5 minutes. It's really funny. Anyways, where was I? So we kind of exploded in Emma's dad's house, all of our stuff, and then we downsized still. We always do. You only have so much room, right? I think we were talking about this rack, and I love this rack, and we're hoping to fill this up soon. We'll see, because there was one bike. It's actually wired e-bikes, long range, but they're a little heavy, but dual battery, like a 15 and a 20 amp hour, super fast bikes. If you want them to be, they're dual suspension, they're only $2,000, but the part that they get you is, of course, not only taxes, but shipping $650 for the 2 bikes. So that'd be a bit of a you know, so you're looking at $5,000. We don't have that kind of money. So one company actually did reach back out and they said, hey, you want to try this bike? Oh, can you send two? They said, we can send you one. So, hey, that's halfway there, right? So we'll see. We'll see if that works. You guys know we only give honest reviews. I mean, we're super, maybe a little too honest, which is why some of these companies don't want to work with us long term, which is fine with me. Like, if you're not, I don't know. I don't think I ever put out information that's not valid. Yeah, so, but if we're not a good fit, we're not a good fit. That being said, we got the tanks full. The solar panels, as far as I can tell, they are still working right. We already talked about our power and all that good stuff. Let's see. I'd really like to get the new hitch. I am not a fan of this. You know, you can see all the rust. All of this was actually from our visit to Pennsylvania last year. All that rust really hit kind of around that time. So our solar panels here working beautifully. Working like they should. God, I love this truck, dude. You guys know I love this truck. We did add this toolbox, and I love it. It is awesome. It is perfect. It locks. We got our whistles. Actually, just came in the last couple hours. So we're set up to go paddleboarding anywhere and be legal. We got our PFDs, the paddleboards, and whistles. Overall, these are a perfect. I actually didn't have to adjust the hitch at all on this. So that's really, that's awesome. Okay, I was talking about before the tint, and I had to go back 4 times for it. Well, let me tell you, the color shift did fully occur. It's a very strange thing. That's warm but slightly darker, and this is warm, slightly lighter. They are about the same level of warmth, but initially this was more green. So obviously if there's a like orangey, yellow, brownish fence behind, that's a factor, but this is something that we've noticed and tried to document, but obviously color balance shifts on this. You have to take my word for it. Color does change on these just slightly, and now I'm very, very happy. They were absolutely right. At the temp place, they said, nope, it came off the same roll. Obviously, like, I don't know any better, but yes, I believe you. And I think they were just a little tiny bit wrong. The color did shift just a tiny, tiny bit. Anywho, between this toolbox and this toolbox, we're good to go. We reorganized, we downsized just a slight bit. Honestly, I'd like to find something else. It'd be nice to be able to, I mean, like these tools that are in here, like our ratchets and stuff, it's nice that they're secured in here, but it would be nice to be able to just grab it like a bag or something. Maybe we figure something like that out. I did try to look at bags and some options there. Just, we have too much crap. The stuff that's in these bins, honestly, if we could transfer it back here, because we don't access these as much, that might do the trick. So if you guys have some thoughts and suggestions, leave them in the comments below. We're good to go on that front. Oh, I love these seat covers, man. These are nice. Now, on a day like today, when the sun's been directly beating on them, yeah, they're hot. They're really hot, but I don't know that it's any worse than leather. I don't know that it's any better than leather at this point, but yeah, man, I am loving it. Oh, I didn't say this. So we've got the toolbox back there, right? Another thing that we need to get some running boards, and there's a company that said, hey, we might be able to send you some. Oh boy. Might be able to send you some. That would be nice, especially if they were more on the affordable side, because Ram is like, yeah, you can buy them for $800+. Not doing all that. Not for $800. This thing, you know, we had a little brown bed in here. We took that out because it was getting a little stinky, you know, as they do. This doesn't ever seem to stink. I'm not sure exactly why they don't, but it doesn't seem to. So no, I'm actually really happy though. The vinyl that covers this, Colt's fur won't just go into it, and then we don't have any, you know, rubber in there. So just huge upgrades. So anyways, all this said, gear wise, I think we're in great shape. Really happy with the trailer now. We've got the extra solar on there. Yeah, we might have to do a different air conditioner, or I mean, if we're showing off the trailer, I kind of want to show it as it is, but I don't know. We never really go to RV parks and hook up. But if you are at an RV park, I guess the Houghton's just fine. It's fine enough. It's good. It's really good. But for living the way that we do, not the best. But the vast majority of people don't live like we do, right? They don't live with no bills as much as they can, right? Other than your payments and such. So just a few minutes, Emma should be back, and we're gonna hit the road. I am excited because I got itchy feet. I really have itchy feet. It's one of those things, man. It's just, we've been here for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe longer than we expected. Yeah, it's time to go. Let's get out of here. All right, we are officially on the road. And our stop time, I think we'll make it there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. Armadillo, Texas. But I gotta say, I'm kind of excited to be leaving Texas here.
Yeah, it's hot. We need a little break from that.
Now this truck does tow like a dream.
Yeah, it does.
So the truck is super stable though. So this is a 3500 long bed, super stable. The truck is not very bouncy. The trailers is a lot more bouncy, and it's interesting because we don't have bikes on the rear. But I know aluminum does have a lot more flex in it, which it also helps keep your cabinets from rattling off and things like that too. Obviously, being the tandem axle, that helps a lot. It's a lighter weight trailer that has some impact, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I don't know how much the hitch matters here as well, because we do have that weight. I know the weight distribution definitely makes a difference. But one thing I actually noticed, for some reason, and I don't know why exactly this would be, it tracks better here than it did with the 2500. Like, it's more compliant. So like wherever that back wheel is, so is the trailer.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, it kind of cut in a little bit more with the short bed 2500.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, leave that in the comments below. I'm very curious. But yeah, so we're gonna go do a couple hours of driving today, headed westbound, because we got a couple cool destinations coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is an interesting one. So our first number of miles, we have found an issue with this truck, which I know, especially the Ford guys are like, I told you so. Well, listen, all right, I told you so. I know. This is a pretty minor one though. Essentially, if I were to squeeze the trailer brake here, it will apply an appropriate percentage of braking. Essentially, it sends an electrical signal, right? And if I go ahead and hit the brake pedal though, even if I were pushing that brake pedal all the way to 100, we might see up to 20% on the dash. That's a pretty big discrepancy. I can still override it manually. And I usually just use the exhaust brake to slow everything down anyways. This one is supreme. It is wonderful, this exhaust brake, but not the point. So we are going to actually detour, see if we can get this guy hooked up to, I guess there's no technical service bulletins or TSBs for this particular VIN because it's so new. But we're gonna see if they can hook it up and you know, is it a simple thing that they can just swap a part out or whatever. There's a brake pedal position sensor that I don't know if that's what the issue is, because this technically, the gain works just fine. Like the trailer brakes are working, it'll send the signal, but it's almost like it just doesn't know, like it's not activating until too late, or it's just not, like the input and the output are different. Because if I barely tap right now, I'm seeing like 5%, but if I were to, you know, and that's just barely tapping it, but if I go and put 50% of the pressure on the brakes, which is pretty hard, it's not correlating. So I'm like an input-output thing. So it sounds like there was a TSB for this at some point on other trucks. It's not on this. So I'm glad that we're learning this early though, while we're around civilization, because we're going a couple states away. Anyways, not a whole lot to show of Texas though, if you're wondering. So every now and then you find something that looks kind of cool, but there's not a whole lot. It's just Texas. It's pretty flat, and at least we have some trees to look at here now that we're out of the, you know, the suburban areas, I should say, and the urban areas. Anyways, we're off. We knew there was going to be a hiccup or two. This is one of them. That's all right. And Liberty here at Tractor Bob's. Also shared with Cracker Barrel. Love Cracker Barrels. The cool thing is that apparently the CEO has been ousted from Cracker Barrel, the one that wanted to just get rid of everything that made Cracker Barrel great. So whatever. Maybe invest more money in the food quality and less money in renovating your stores. But hey, I'm not a CEO. What do I know? But the people have spoken. And we won. So this is good news. So, you know, the weird thing, I don't know that the truck is having an issue 100%, but it doesn't behave like any other truck. We've had a lot of these. I've towed a lot, put a lot of miles on. And the good news is Glen Polk CDJR is right over there, actually right across. All we have to do in the morning is head over there. We gave them a heads up and they said, come on in. They said no promises that we can get you squared away, but Yeah, it's weird though. I turned the gain down to 3 because what it was doing was if I pushed the pedal like say 50, 70%, it would go and it would stop at like 35% or so, right? And then it would jump all the way to 100%. If I turn the gain down to 3, I would get about 75 to 85%, something like that. 85%, let's say, and then I'll push the hardest, and then it would go to 100. So it's not a bad sensor. To me, it just seems inverse. The other odd thing, so if I were to go to 10 typically, and I just push the brake, all of a sudden the trailer would just, right? Kind of like if you just squeeze the manual override, right? It doesn't do that. I turned it down to 3 and it seems to brake a little bit better. I don't know that it's where it should be, but that behavior is not expected by this human being. But I'm not a mechanic, what do I know, right? And then I read something, we were asking AI. Yeah, it's fun to like double check, right? We were asking AI and it was like, yeah, well, what it could be is that there's a gyroscopic sensor in there that's using gyro. I'm like, I don't want that shit on my truck. I'll tell you, trash. We don't need all that. It worked perfectly before, and if it ain't broke, please don't try to fix it. People will always make it worse if you try to take a great thing and make it better. Almost always. There's so few companies and situations in which that's not the case. But anyways, other than that, it tows beautifully otherwise. That's a good thing. It's interesting. We almost seem nose down here for some reason. It's a little nose down. The truck still has a rake, and I don't know that we need any weight distribution here at all in the slightest, so I could probably take some pressure off that. But yeah, I'm wondering, because it does kind of porpoise a little bit still, like the trailer kind of floats, which is absolutely, you want some of that, right? No doubt about it. One thing I noticed is that it's got a really light tongue weight. I mean, it's like 460 pounds of tongue weight, and I'm wondering, is that expected? Like, could we put more weight on the tongue and transfer a lot of that load into the truck? Because they're nice and stiff, right? Would that help with some of the porpoising? I don't know. The last trailer was the exact same weight. It towed exactly the same, I think.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem, but it's just one of those things that it's like, man, if we had a perfect setup, how can we get to that perfect setup?
Right.
Otherwise, how do you like it? How's the tow?
Tow's good. It's a little bumpy, a little more stiff, but that's not a bad thing.
I really like that.
So.
Yeah, when we upgraded the suspension on our 2500 a long time ago, our 2018 Ram, we like the stiffer ride, but
yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead, go into Cracker Barrel and enjoy some food, but we'll check in with you guys tomorrow. It's a long enough video.
Yep.
Bye guys.
Bye.